Taurus! Whoa, excuse me. Welcome, welcome. I am Patty. I'm here to do your intuitive tarot for the 17th through the 23rd. I'm also going to mix astrology and numerology with that. I think it's really important. My tarot, for those of you guys that are brand new, is divine driven and guided. So it's really important to get that second dimension guidance from our ancestors, but mostly of divine, because that who has created us, that energy that is guiding us to where we're supposed to be going and give us all the joy that we can through our purpose and our calling. So my readings are very different compared to a lot of them that you see on there. This is for your guidance through whatever you're going through or questions that you have in life of what might be happening. The first oracle I'm going to pick out, I'm going to do 3 oracles. I'm going to pick the first one is the Divines card. It is maybe a question you've been asking the Divines, something that you've been struggling with. Maybe you're worried about something happening or not happening. This is the Divines message to you. I do pray before I do these, and I keep asking through this whole reading to give me the wisdom and to bring light through. So second card oracle is for the current energies. Third card is for future energies and the planetary energies, the astrology energies, which is really surprising, which pretty much is the same as the Divines. Believe it or not, it comes happening that way. So if you haven't watched the new moon reading, it is loaded, and so you could watch that. A lot of those energies are still playing as we go through. We also have Mercury getting ready to go into retrograde the end of the month, which is going to create more havoc. So if you're feeling frustrated, anxious, trying to figure things out and they're just not working, that's good old Mercury. Mercury does a retrograde about every or 3 times a year. So it does create a little bit of a kerfuffle occasionally, because when they do a retrograde, the energies of the planets are extremely slow. The movement is extremely slow. So that makes it extremely powerful, double the power. So let's get started. So this is between the 17th and the 23rd. Again, first card is the Divines card for you. So what are you asking for from second dimension? So that is where the Divine lives. That's where he stays. But the thing is about the second dimension is we can't see it, but we actually know it's there. So whether you call divine God, Allah, Buddha, whoever is your divine, however, my divine is God, and so this is where I go to for everything in my life. So for you guys, I don't know what's happening, but he's saying that you really need to be aware of what is happening and acknowledge it. So whatever is happening or whatever you're asking for, you need to acknowledge. And if you're asking for something and you don't know if it's, for example, if you wanted, should I take this new job? And you're asking, Divine, give me the wisdom, give me a sign, give me whatever, if I should take this new job. You have to acknowledge that you have to wait and believe that he's going to give you the answer. If you don't believe, then why are you asking? But you have to wait, acknowledge. The number 3, acknowledgement. So again, numerology and acknowledgement of waiting for that awareness, waiting for that wisdom. Yes, take it. No, don't take it. Or there's going to be a sign saying, you know what? And you need to pay, again, like the Virgos, you need to pay attention to that intuition. The only place that you are going to get your answer or find out what you need to do in your struggle or going over a mountain or whatever that is, or if you've hit rock bottom and you're trying to figure out how to get out of your situation, the only way you're going to hear that answer is in solitude. I don't make this up. This is your current energy card. This is your current energy card from the 17th to the 23rd. You have to do it in solitude. Nobody can help you with it. And the reason why is because it is the number 4, which is numerology. It is stability. It is a grounding between you and this energy we call God or divine or Holy Spirit that will give you the answer. And you have to be in a quiet place to do it. Nobody around, just sit quietly, sit in your car, no radio, no nothing, just sit, relax, breathe deep, relax, and you will feel something, you will hear something, you will have a download of something, you will get it. Because at the end of the day, this is the future planet cards. It is about newness. Now look at the new moon video, because this is 100% what's going on. Remember I said this is the planet's energies? This is exactly what the divine wants. It's the number 5, newness. It is unstable. It is like a new beginner. It is something fresh and new, uncomfortable kind of a thing. Same as what the planets were saying in that reading. But the thing is about this, it's a newness, it's a freshness. And with the planets, the way that things are going now, this is all about new. With the new moon, it is all about abundance, bringing in. It's the waxing gibbous. This is the newness, that the rewards. This is the abundance. This is the fruits of our labor, our hard work. This is stuff that is coming towards us. So be really, really mindful and aware of what this is that you're struggling with, or you want, or you desire, and really pay attention. I love this wizard or whoever he is, because the light in the corner is brighter than anything on that card, and that is divine. Pay attention, because the divine is about good, about lifting up, about joy, about growing you to your highest self that there is, and then allowing you to reap the rewards. This is the great thing about divine. And this future energy, I'm going to tell you right now, is not just temporary. This is, well, it is temporary, but it's not for like a week or a weekend. This is for a couple of months. So really pay attention. I'm going to say that if this person who is listening to this and is really paying attention to their intuition, paying attention to what the divine is guiding them to, you are going to see a difference in your life by the end of July in a positive manner. In a positive manner. Better self-esteem, better self-awareness, less insecurities, all those low vibrational energies, less anxiety, less depression, because now you're thinking from a second dimension rather than a first, which is the world. World can get you really in, oh my gosh, a roller coaster. That's the way I look at the world. The world is a roller coaster. How long do you want to stay on it? You know, you want to keep riding it and riding it and riding until you get used to it. And then it becomes the norm, which is not a healthy thing a lot of the times. So you got to get off the roller coaster and actually get on a peaceful, calm type of life. Yeah, definitely. It's not going to say that if you go to the second dimension, divine or God, that there's not going to be any struggles. No, but your roller coaster is like this. It's even less than a baby roller coaster. Let me tell you, been both worlds. I go by a spiritual word 100%. All right. So, wow, we've got the Knight of Swords. Something's coming into you guys. Something's coming into you guys, Taurus. And we also have the new moon in Taurus. So it won't stay there very long. On the 11th, it was when it came in. But definitely, this is all about strength. This is all about releasing your stubbornness. This is something about letting go of your stubbornness and let things flow as they need to flow. I don't know who this is for. Boy, divine is really here today. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we have the Knight of Swords, we have strength, and we have the Sun. Why strength is in the center is because when you're so stubborn against something, a lot of them it's pride and ego that you don't want to let go. But the Sun is there to bring in everything good, in light, in love, and it's also very transparent, very sharing, very giving, very loving. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. And very childlike, very innocent. So when you begin to walk in the second dimension, which is absolute truth, and you stop lying, or you stop telling fibs, or you stop telling people what they want to hear and be your true, authentic self, you will believe at how much release this is. And you will see that at the beginning, you need strength to break through the chains of all the falseness and fakeness that you are. And you become aware of really who you are. It's amazing. When I started coming out of my shell and not hiding my gifts and my abilities of being intuitive and having some clairvoyance and having the downloads and hearing the audio, when I came out, it was extremely releasing. This is how I felt. And I've had a white horse, by the way. But that's how I felt. Woohoo! I'm finally free. This is the energy that the divine is wanting you to have. Between you and him, he wants to break that. I'm hoping that I see the devil, because then that breaks that bond. That breaks it. Want to break that bond. All right. So this is something definitely internal because there is a ton of fruits, a ton of rewards. You know, for somebody, I see a book being written and I see it being published. I see it, not, I don't know if it's on the bestseller, but it's up there where it's very well known. I think, you know, that is really good. I don't know who that is for, but telling not only your story, but something you have inside you that you've been wanting to share. This is the fruits, and it is a lot of work. It does take a lot of strength. I'm working on my second book now, and it does take a lot of strength because I'm not a writer. I'd rather be an do an audio book kind of a thing. But I'm not a writer. Even the book behind me that I wrote, I just, you know, but what was really funny, back in my late 20s, no, this was after my brother was murdered. That was 91, 92. My friend thought I was having abilities, and I was like, say what? So she took me to this lady, and the lady did my chart. And behold, she's like, yes, you're going to be a teacher. You're going to be a writer. You're going to write some books. And I'm like, right, all right, right. Sure. Lo and behold, I have been teaching. I taught in another country. And I did write a book. Now I'm on a second book. So some of this about our charts and everything is sort of true. She did say I was going to marry somebody that was wearing plaid shirts. Still hasn't happened yet. That part I'm waiting for. All right. So let's get back to this reading here. All right. I like to bring a little bit of fun into it because you know what? Sometimes these readings can get really serious. And I don't like some of the readings that come in really heavy and thick, but I do share the honesty of them because that's what the divine wants me to do. Right? I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to tell something that I don't see or that he doesn't want me to, because that would be doing a disservice to you guys. All right. Yes, definitely. Look at this beautiful new energy. We've got the Fool, a brand new energy coming in. So whatever this is that you're working on with divine, or trying to figure out, or trying to get an answer to, it is a light. There's a lightness to it. There is a goodness to it. But it is going to be strength for you to open up. Somebody doesn't want to talk. Somebody doesn't want to open up. And here's the thing. We've got 3 major arcanas back to back to back. So when that happens, that is something that means it takes a high priority in your decision making. It is something that takes high priority in what you should be thinking about. So I don't know what that is for you. And it might be coming to you or coming into you, definitely, but it's not happened yet. And maybe it's in the process of happening. Okay, because we have, this might be a really good thing. It might be even a relationship thing, because we have a celebration here, the 4 of Wands. So I believe this is not a current, this is a future kind of a thing. So please do not put that in the future. I mean, in the current energy here. This is something off to the future, off to the back. So it's sort of like if you're finally meeting somebody, oh, is this my soulmate? Oh, are we, you've been together, 2, 3, 4 months, and you're like, oh, wow, we're getting really long. You would think it's going to go anywhere in the future with this. And then you're basically looking into the future and thinking way too much. You're beginning to get that illusion and fantasy going when you need to back it down, bring that horse back in and slow it down, because you could actually jump too far, too fast, and change the energies of it. So don't change the energies of it. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. That was a good analogy. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So don't change the energies of it. All right. Definitely. Thank you. So we have the Divine's card, the 3 to acknowledge, the Wizard of Awareness. Okay. So definitely being aware. But now we have the Hermit. This is our 4th arcana in your reading. So definitely be aware, pay attention to everything. So if this is a relationship, you need to be paying attention to all the good things, but you also need to be paying attention to the red flags. And if it's a job and you want to go into the job, this is your dream job, but you also need to look at the red flags. Do some research on the company. Do some research on their employee turnaround. Because if you leave a job that you've actually been really good in and you're going to a dream job, sometimes that dream job, you think that it's going to be something when it's not. And I'll give you an example. And I'm sorry to say this, however, we have firsthand experience. When you look at Disney, you think, oh, what a beautiful company to work for. What a great company. My daughter went in to work for Disney a couple of times. And the thing is, they treat their employees like crap. And then, you don't see behind the scenes, but then you got these kids wanting to go in and work for Disney. Then they realize that, oh, I'm only getting 10 hours. And how am I supposed to live? So you've got people living in their cars, I'm not going to go into it, but however, people that can't afford their meds, they've got to have 3, 4, 5 roommates to make it happen. But they suck you in thinking it's all a good company to work for. Even the granddaughter of Disney is like upset at how the employees are treated. But you can't do anything because, it's now a corporation and the 2 people running it, you know what? They need to take a flipping hike. Anyway, and I love Disney. I really do. So anyway, hopefully I won't get kicked off of this one for that. But definitely got to get balance. There is balance. There's balance coming for somebody. Definitely. Again, we've got this nakedness. We've got this, we've got somebody being hot, humble, open, and transparent. I've got that from Pastor Michael Todd. He calls his church humble, open, and transparent. And that's what you actually need to do, is be humble, open, and transparent. That's being authentic. Now, will that be a vulnerable? Yes. Sometimes we need to be vulnerable to show people that we are human, that we also have needs. We also are not perfect. We also have faults. Okay. We need to show that in a lot of things, okay? Faking it until you're making it is not going to get you to that. Pay attention to everything. This is for your heart's desire. This is for what you want. This is for what you desire in, okay? For somebody, you're going to be alone for a little while. And, you're like, yeah, but I just really want to date. I really want a boyfriend. I really want a girlfriend. You know what? You may want that, but are you ready for it? The divine is saying, are you really ready? Because if I bring that person to you, are you going to compare the past relationships to this new person? Are you healed enough to let go of that person behind you to make and allow this new, fresh person to succeed to where you want to be? Or are you going to sabotage it with your thinking and your thought process of still living in the past? Are you really ready? He's going to test you. Because he's watching over and seeing if you're balanced enough to be ready for that. This is twice this has shown up in this reading. Somebody is not ready, and there is another person ready for those fruits and rewards. Okay? Somebody is completely ready. Now, the 10 of Cups is all about everything that you've desired of the heart. It could also mean that, maybe this is desire of the heart for somebody to break loose and be their own person, travel. I don't know who that's for, but I do see somebody traveling. And they're traveling very happily alone. Oops, wrong one. Sorry about that. Yeah. Wow, that tower is popular today. Holy Toledo. Definitely, they're paying attention. They definitely are paying attention to what's going on and what the divine wants them to do. They're paying attention to their intuition, because somebody just said, well, what are they paying attention to? I don't get it. What are they paying attention to? Their intuition. What is supposed to be. Especially ladies, you guys are so much ahead of the game when it comes to intuition, because God made our brain in a different way, and we have that sixth sense. Ooh, I love that movie, by the way. Sixth Sense. And it is, this is really going to change your world, and you are going to have some opportunities that if you really pay attention, this is what you love and desire and what you want. You're finally getting the fruits of the rewards. It's going to feel a little uncomfortable at first. It's like, this is a little too good to be true. This is really, I don't know. This is really a little uncomfortable. Let it be uncomfortable, because it'd be sort of like somebody winning the lottery, and then they have a new lifestyle, and they're wise about their money, and they keep handling it and investing it, so they're wealthy the rest of their life. based on Earth's wealth, but they're wealthy the rest of their life. Now that's a new norm for them. It's a little uncomfortable at first. However, maybe divine says these people have struggled, these people have worked hard. This is time for me to give them their fruits. They've worked hard, they've been honest, they have integrity, they walk in truth, and now I want to do this for them. They're wise with their money, they're going to do with their money, and he gives it to them. He gives it to them, and then he sees that they use the money wisely. However, it's uncomfortable for a while. It's uncomfortable for a while. And you know what? That uncomfortableness wears off, because then you become used to it. It's like anything. When we start something new, it's uncomfortable. It's the number 5 in numerology. It's uncomfortable. And it's just that we don't have that skill set yet. Not a talent, not divine. We just don't have that earthly skill set yet to become more comfortable with it, and then turns into a 4. All right. So right now, what I'm going to do is wealth, health, and love, and your relationships. Okay. I'm going to pull 3 cards. Wealth first, health, and then love and relationships. Now, with wealth, for those of you who have watched, this is your first time watching me, wealth is success to you, whatever that is. It doesn't mean that it is money, okay? It doesn't mean that it is money. Oh, wow, it sure pops up a lot. It does mean that it could mean to you that you're healthy. That's your success. Also, it changes as we get older. My success was to accomplish everything that I ever wanted to do. I made a list of stuff I want to do in my 20s. I'm like, I want to do these things, and I accomplished it. So that's my wealth. But then when I'm finished with those, I got new things I want to do. So I succeeded. I wanted to succeed in owning a business, did that. I've done everything in my life that I've accomplished. So that is wealth, whatever that is to you. And it could be something very second dimensional. It's just joy watching your kids grow up. All right. It could be that as well. So let's look and see. I'm going to move these over a little bit. So I'm going to add in a little bit about the new moon. So on your wealth, we have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is more of a financial thing, very smart in financials. However, this wealth to somebody is definitely earth. It is definitely a material thing. Wow, I can't believe this. It doesn't matter how many times I shuffle. In the last 3 readings, I've had almost the same cards. It's crazy. But I can't make this up. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So this does have something to do with somebody's material wealth right at the moment. Doesn't mean that it has to be, but maybe somebody has been desiring and wanting and now obtaining their fruits of like a home or travel. This whatever wealth is to you at this moment, it's coming, or it's really, really close there. Now be really mindful on how you act forward, to be sure that you're listening to your intuition and what the divine is saying, because he can turn that around in a heartbeat, especially if it's material, because he doesn't want you getting hooked on material things. But this here is somebody's wealth of material things or money. Maybe somebody came into some money, maybe. But this person, what's beautiful about your wealth is you're not holding it to yourself. You are sharing that wealth. You are giving some of that wealth. You're not hoarding that wealth, whether it be money or maybe you're now doing spring cleaning and you've got a whole bunch of new clothes, whatever, and you're donating them to a less fortunate family. Whatever it is, you're sharing it. You're giving of it. This could be somebody's wealth of being a volunteer for something. This is somebody else as well. So pay attention to that, but also pay attention if you don't have an idea what your wealth is for yourself or your success, what next you want. This is a time to become aware of that and pay attention to that. Divine's trying to show you, because we all have a purpose. All right. The second card is your health. So we have 2 of Wands. So 2 of Wands is actually looking at your future. Now, again, with the new moon and with the month of May, we have to pay attention to what we're doing with our bodies and our mind. A lot of people don't really realize that our brain is part of our body. So our mental health is just as important as our physical health, because our mental health will affect our physical health. So this is about your future. This is about, again, as in I said in my the full moon to the new moon reading, is that our physical health is really important for the long run. So we've got to be paying attention to what our bodies and our mind and what our brain are saying to us if we're feeling things that we need to be paying attention to. Pay attention. Be more mindful of that, because we're in for the long haul. So a lot of people think, I can handle this, I can do this, and they're thinking for a sprint. Well, this is only going to last, for a couple of months. Lo and behold, that may last a lot longer. So if you prepare yourself for a really short stint, you're going to be the hare in the tortoise race, because you're going to poop out when the tortoise is going to keep going, and then you're going to lose out maybe on your opportunities here. So really important, take care of your mind, take care of your body. This is what's going on, because this is for the future. We got the Two of Wands is more for the future. This is about the long race, not the short race. So really pay attention. Somebody's not paying attention. Somebody's not even aware what their body does. I don't know how people can do that. Sort of like girls that say that they're pregnant and they didn't know, and then they're popping a baby out after 9 months, and they definitely had a belly. And it's like, okay, what do you mean you don't know you're pregnant? I just don't understand that. That's your body changes, physiology, it changes. So you obviously weren't aware of your body, of what was going on with your body. That is the kind of thing I'm talking about. You would notice some different things. Okay. And then for our love and our relationships, we got the Four of Cups. So somebody is in their own perspective and their own mindset. They're not aware what their partner is doing, or their perception, or their perspective. So in this love relationship, we need to open up and be aware to what our partner is saying, what they're thinking. The only way to do that is to ask, because you're sitting there wallowing in your own illusions and fantasies. And that illusion and fantasy isn't reality, because most likely what you're thinking and what you're projecting is not even true. So this one here is not the current energies of solitude. This is the current energies of asking your partner, hey, what did you mean by that? And if you don't say anything to fight, because there should be no fighting ever. You can watch my video on effective communication. It'll show you ideas and get you started on never fighting again. Literally, you'll never have to fight again. But the thing is that you can actually be open and aware to what your partner is thinking, saying, and doing, and understanding why they're doing that in the way that they're doing it. But you've got to get out of your own head. This is stepping out of the box and looking at it from your partner's perspective to yours. You need to put your perspective over here and communicate. And then you're going to go, aha, I now get it. And then you become closer, because you now understand each other. And hopefully that partner will want to know your perspective, and it becomes a good conversation. This will grow your future together. It will grow your future together, because the number 4 is about becoming stable. This is about becoming more of a unity, becoming more solid, becoming more grounded together. It's like getting that core foundation back to its original place. Okay, so that's what your love and relationship is. Beautiful. It's got to do some. Definitely got to do some work. But it is very, very possible, because there is a unity here. There is definitely a unity here. So but it does take strength. It does take courage. We're so afraid of asking our partners or friends, even if you're in a new relationship, what is it going to hurt? You're talking for a while and you're like, man, I don't know if he likes me. I don't know if she likes me. Why are you so afraid of just saying, okay, so, we've been talking 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month. You know, hey, do you see this going any further than friendship, or do you just see it where it's staying here? What do you think? Why are you so afraid? Because if it's not meant to be, stop wasting time. That's the whole thing, is people waste time wondering if, or imagining if, or whatever. That's where you get into these dilemmas of the Four of Cups. So don't be afraid to ask. Take that strength, turn around and open your mouth so that you don't waste time. Otherwise, you will be sitting here in solitude. Solitude's not bad, though. Solitude actually brings you closer to divine and actually gets you a better relationship, but it also teaches you your lessons. It also brings you in your singleness to fix in your own healing in that time. So if you end up being in solitude, that is the time that you really need to be working on inner self. All right? Woo! Taurus, stubborn, stubborn, stubborn. Release that stubbornness, guys. Really be open to something new, because you've got something new coming up, but you've got to be open to it, and it is going to change your life. All right. So this is your reading, guys. Woohoo, Taurus. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when I'm coming on. I am working on a video here about hitting your rock bottom and how to come up from that and what to do. So that should be maybe next week. But you'd have to probably subscribe and hit the bell to know that it's going to be uploaded. All right. Otherwise, we will see you on the 18th for your reading for next week. All right. Take care. Walk in truth, which is absolute truth, and love. Take care.